I forgot how good that beat was. It is another week and it is another day. We're a little late, but it is time for Dead to Us. We are still quarantined. We are stuck in the house down here in the content factory. We're a day late. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
And
$1 short, but we think that's about to change.
I like to always look down and really surprise you when I chime in with my Dead to Us.
Yeah,
does it surprise you?
Because I always think you're looking at your phone, not paying attention.
I know. And then I feel like I always look up with the stars in my eyes.
You know how to nail it every time, I have to admit. Sometimes Shire's on fire. But we are back. Yeah, sorry we didn't do this on Sunday night. What were we doing on Sunday?
I was changing my life.
Yeah, so it's been a really big week for us here at the factory. First, the exciting first news, Shire got a ring. Congratulations.
Not the one that you're thinking. It is a 44-pound steel ring that measures 66 inches.
Yeah, it is.
In diameter.
I did not go to Jared. Shire.
It is from the Ukraine.
Shire is new on TikTok. How do they follow you on TikTok?
I don't even know.
Well, Shire's on TikTok, and she spends all day watching circus videos, and she decided...
I'm joining the circus.
The hula hoop was not enough of a challenge for her, which I agree. Please shut off your phone during this.
Well, sorry. I'm pulling up my TikTok. My name is Shire Spence.
Oh, it's Shire Spence.
It's a hard one to remember.
It's good. We have a long "Are you all right?" segment today. We can just add that to it. That Shire doesn't even know her name on TikTok, so you don't have to follow her if you don't want to. But I would, because there's some good stuff with me and Teddy on there. But Shire has fallen in love with the circus. She wants to join the circus.
I'm gonna join the circus.
She had her mind made up. She was buying a big silver ring, and then she bought it.
It's steel.
The steel ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then explain what you do in it.
So it's called a sear wheel. And why'd you put that thing up there?
Don't pay attention to the podcast.
Brandt likes to put stuff on the podcast wall in places that it doesn't belong.
No, shout out to our friends at Gringo Bandito. He gave me a little action figure, which is a man surfing, which goes along with Surf Wyoming. And so I put it on the podcast wall. But Shire doesn't understand that the podcast wall is made by the Patreons and friends of the show, so that's why I put it up there, and it looks cool.
This whole room is made by the Patreon.
I know, and that's why there's stuff all over, and we love it. It's my favorite room I've ever had in my life. So please go on with your story.
So I am now obsessed with something called a sear wheel, CYR, and basically it's a giant steel wheel or ring, I guess, that you stand inside of, and you flip all around inside of it. So you can do do basically like what looks like a cartwheel or a back handspring. And all of these moves have their own names. And I've become obsessed with watching these videos. And then I decided that I would be able to do it very easily if I bought one. So I started researching the wheels. And I realized that you can't really get them that cheap. They're pretty expensive, and you have to have it custom made for you because it has to be 3 inches bigger in diameter than your height.
Yeah. So perfect time since neither of us have worked in a month, and we have zero money coming in except for our wonderful Patreon. Shire decides to buy a $500-$600 wheel from the Ukraine.
And now I'm super nervous that the person who makes it has COVID and died, and I just sent $500 to the Ukraine, and I'm never going to get it.
Well, so if you don't, I think she did a decent job explaining it, but it's just like having a huge hula hoop. Instead of shaking it around your waist, you actually are inside of it.
You can shake it around your waist, but it literally weighs like 45 pounds.
So you can't shake it around your waist.
Well, people do. There's videos of it.
Someone shakes a 45-pound ring around their wrist. Yes. Like multiple times.
Yes.
It's way too big.
Yeah, she does it. I can show you. Her name's Hooplahoma.
What is your stupid wheel name going to be?
I don't know. There's another guy that I follow from Colorado, and his name is Circus Turtle.
Shout out to Circus Turtle.
Shout out to Circus Turtle. He's actually very nice. I think he lives in Colorado somewhere.
Whoa, kaboom!
I don't know. What should my name be? What
I
about
don't know.
Lil Spinna?
Little Spinner will so Little Shy Spinner will be having some content for you guys soon. You can watch her spinning the wheel.
I hope so.
I'm just glad she got it. She was so obsessed with it. She
Yeah.
wouldn't even pay attention to me. She watched these videos over and over, and she would just be like, "Hey babe, hey babe, hey babe." And I'd be like, "What?" I just want to buy this wheel. So I was like, just fucking buy this wheel, dude. We have no room for it in our yard. It makes no sense.
No,
but
it
you
breaks
want
down.
it.
We do have room. It's going to be great.
But that is typical Shire fashion. I'm sure you're going to do great, and I'm sure you'll love it. But when she decides that she wants something and is going to do it, like ballroom dancing or golf or whatever, what other, you want to be a pilot at some point. Or
I'm taking art lessons.
Yeah, so we got off pretty cheap. So we will have a big wheel for sale in 6 months if anybody wants it. Another reason to join the Patreon.
Not.
Shout out to the Patreons. We got to give a shout out to Becky. I was supposed to record with Becky today, which was my fault because I thought it was Thursday, but she told me we can't do it on Thursday. So Becky is becoming like on Jimmy Kimmel, where they keep saying Matt Damon's going to be on, but he's never going to be on. But Becky is going to come on
Well,
here.
maybe we'll just call her Becky Damon.
Becky Damon for now is actually going to come on here when I quit messing it up and tell some incredible dentist stories, which she's been writing them down and black tongue and all this crazy shit.
That is so gross. I don't even want to hear it.
Well, you're going to hear about it. But so shout out to you, Becky. Sorry I messed it up again. And for those of you guys waiting, that'll come soon.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Whoa, kaboom!
What else is up? Brother George is on the road. Brother George might be stopping by. Safe travels to you, Brother George. The other night I did a live show and I was wearing the jersey that Robin gave us from Chico State.
Aw.
And the guys I was doing the podcast with, shout out to Marco, Patreon number 40. I was doing his podcast and they were like, "You got a Chico State jersey?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
Oh, that's awesome.
So thank you, Robin. So other big news. It's been a rough week. Unfortunately, Shire's grandmother passed away,
Yeah.
which is really rough. And I'm very sad that I didn't get to meet her because I know how important she was in your life, and she just sounds amazing like most grandmas. So we are hoping our grandmas are up watching,
I think they've got to be
hanging out
friends.
together. So, but that was tough for us. So that was a little rough. That's why we're a little late on the podcast this week.
Yeah. Yeah. But the weird thing is today, so I don't know, maybe 2 days before she died, I felt really bad for Teddy and I ordered him a bark box.
Mm-hmm.
In a bark box, they just send it to you. You don't pick anything. You just say, "I want a box." They don't tell you the theme or anything. So I just bought one and they sent it and it came today. And the theme of the box was Australian Outback. And my grandma was Australian. And so the timing of that was just really cool and weird.
So that was very cool for us today. Just one of those weird moments that I just don't think are a coincidence. I mean, maybe they are, but as I'm not even a religious dude at all or anything, but that was kind of special. So that was rough. So shout out to Shire's grandma. Hopefully she's listening to parts of this podcast. There's probably a few episodes where she probably doesn't want to hear about everything you have hidden under our bed, but you never know.
That is weird to think about. When my dad died, I was like, I can't ever have sex again because now he's watching me, and that's weird.
Well, that transitions into breaking news on my side of the fence that there's rumors that my father is in hospice.
Really?
Yeah, which is something you're not supposed to celebrate, but where's the button? So it's a weird thing because I shouldn't applaud that.
That he's in hospice?
Yeah. So as those of you that bought the book and watched This Is Not How, everyone that knows me knows that I hate my dad and I try to kill my dad and he's just an awful person, but I have no contact with my father. But my mom kind of has a friend that talks to a friend. This is like a weird game of telephone, so I don't know how true it is. But we're trying to get the updates because everyone's trying to keep everything real secret. Because I guess my grandfather died at some point, but no one told me. So I guess that side of my family must hear all the things I say about changing my name from Tobler and So we're trying to private investigate, but there's a weird chance I think my dad might be in hospice, which means this can all come to an end and we'll never have to worry about it again.
That's crazy.
I know. And then when he gets to heaven, he probably wouldn't go to heaven.
Yeah. So our grandmas will be watching us from heaven and our dads will be watching us from hell.
I didn't even think about we thought about how sweet it was that our grandparents are probably hanging out in heaven. And then we didn't even think about our dads will be in hell. Like, what the fuck are they thinking? So, yeah, it's been a weird week. Week and other big news in this weird quarantine. My beautiful girlfriend has quit her job.
Oh, kaboom!
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be a war.
Hold on, where are my sound effects when I need them?
Oh, there's so many.
Whoa, kaboom! This is gonna be a war.
You know what?
Well, let me ask you something.
What made you?
You could also applaud that one.
Oh yeah. You know what? This is what she.
Yeah.
That's what she told him on the way out.
I should have.
So yeah, Shire worked at a place for a long time and
4 years, almost 5 years, 4.5 years.
5 years where she made some great friends and great clients, but as happens in life, sometimes it's just time for a change, and it was something she'd been contemplating for a while. And I give her credit, she did it, and now here we are. She's starting at a new salon.
It was so scary.
She was very scared. Me and Emily, shout out to Emily,
Chancellor
and a lot of our friends,
Claire.
We try to walk her through it, but it's a big transition, and I give you credit. You just went for it. And now...
Well, I just woke up one day and I was like, today's the day.
Yeah, Shire. I'm laying in bed listening to podcasts, and all of a sudden she just stomps by me with her laptop in hand. I go, what are you doing? She's like, I'm making a resume. And then she shut my door, and I was like, okay, I guess it's about to be on. I said, oh boy. I don't even know what sound effect I have for that, but I was like...
Like I give a fuck what you think.
That's what Shire was saying as she stopped by. So then she applied at a very cool salon, and they got back to her, and here we are.
Yeah. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, exciting.
And I'm going back to work May 1st.
Yeah, and the governor said she can go back to work,
which is not super exciting for me because I've been loving this quarantine.
Yeah, she's going to have to actually work instead of watch circus videos all day, but it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. We're hoping to kind of get back.
Whole new life.
Yeah, get back to normal around here.
I am not saying get back to normal because I feel like my life is going to change in so many positive ways that our new normal is what I'm really looking forward to. But I don't ever want to get back to our old normal because I was so unhappy.
Yeah. I just mean our normal schedule. But yeah, I think this is going to be good. So she's going back to work. I'm hoping to go back to work May 11th is the timetable we have. We'll see. So there's that. Or maybe I'll just win Mega Millions tonight. I went to get Mega Millions today. Is this a sign, you think? As I'm walking back from the Safeway where I got our tickets, I ran into a guy who was getting delivered a brand new convertible Bentley, was being delivered to his house.
Where were you?
Right up the street. There's this sick-ass mansion. As I was walking by, there was a Bentley parked outside, like a 4-door dope one. So I was like, I'm going to go by and see if it's like an athlete or somebody I can try to get on the podcast. So then when I'm walking back by, there's a long truck that says like Denver Ferrari dealership or whatever. And then this dude just comes, the dealer, just some old rich white dude just comes and he makes a U-turn. And then the dude's standing outside and he's just like, man, I don't know. If he was standing with his boy and he knew I was jocking it. And I know he said it to me. He was just like, yeah. I haven't been this excited about a car in a long time because there was a lot of people just hanging out around.
Oh.
But he just had to let me know, no, this is my shit right here, which I respected that, as you should when you're buying a $300,000 car. But he...
and having it delivered.
Just a fucking beautiful 2-door Bentley coupe, like pearl color. It was sick. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get one too. Don't worry about it. So maybe I'll just win Mega Millions. Like I told the Patreons, we will have a Patreon party like you have never seen.
Emily said today to me
Mm-hmm.
that it is your fault that she has to work too.
Why?
Because you said if you won Powerball, you're hooking everybody up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Emily. We'll keep trying. But yeah, so we're back to work. So I think that's good, you know. But I thank all you guys that kept me afloat during this. So many people bought books.
I know that's
So many of you guys just randomly sent me Venmo. I've never asked for Venmo or anything or GoFundMe. I've never done any of that shit. So many people just sent me Venmo and Cash App and PayPal, just like, hey man, just rooting for you. Thanks for the content or whatever. So I appreciate it, man. You guys have been awesome, and hopefully we'll get back to regular life and
hopefully you'll win the lottery
and
and you
hopefully-
can Venmo them.
Yeah, trust me, and I got your back. I got your back. So yeah, that's an update, right? That's everything
Yeah.
going on with the shout out to Tone. Tone, the new video Tone made is so dope. We were already making the best videos. Tone got he got some more new apps. This is how I know Tone's the best. I have comics probably 3 or 4 times a week. Like, hey man, how do you do your shit? How do you do it? And I'm just like, and I really don't know how Tone creates all this magic. I'm like, I got a guy, he does it all. Sorry, but I don't want him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this new Tone video, the one that he made with Cousin Sal, is ridiculous. And I'm afraid I jinxed it. You know, I teased, and the Patreons knew that we were supposed to have Tom Segura and Trevor Wallace this
Oh,
week,
yeah.
and neither of them have got back to me this
Really?
week. Yeah, but
But they
it's
did.
still early. But I know they're very busy, and they're
That's weird though because you were texting back and forth with them.
yeah. But we'll see. But that's the thing. I got to get better at locking down a date and time.
yeah.
I just say hey whenever it's convenient. So,
Yeah.
but
No.
hopefully I'll hear from them. But I was excited
Here's
to
what
get.
you need to do.
Okay, hold on. Let me listen to Shire.
When we were very first talking
Uh-huh.
on Hinge, and I was like, we should hang out. You were like, yeah, anytime. And I was like, oh, he doesn't even want to hang out with me.
Oh no, I just have plenty of time.
But if you were like, yeah, I'm going to take you out to dinner on Friday at 7:00, I would have been like, great.
Yeah,
So I think that you need to start practicing that with these people.
you're right. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get that fixed for us because they both said yes, but I know how it is. But I do every podcast in the world for like podcast karma.
Why don't you reach back out to them and be like,
I did. I sent something to Trevor tonight, and I sent a message to Tom. So, but Tom was doing like the Comedy Store one today. So, and it's like, you know, I'm asking people to do stuff out of their time for free and stuff. So I totally get it. It's fair. But hopefully we'll make that happen. I'm still going to keep reaching out and trying to get more people. So that's that. So, all right, let's get into the show. Are you ready? Go ahead. Do you have something, babe?
I just was going to say, I just keep having like weird flashes of like, holy shit, I quit my job today.
Yeah. This is a weird time. I'm 36 days sober, which is crazy. Why do you laugh?
Because I thought you were trying to say that you were 36 years old.
No.
And I was like,
My hair's the longest it's ever. Well, it's not the longest it's ever been, but my hair's long.
yeah.
36 days
You look
sober,
like a
which
sleazy car
I
salesman.
do. Thank you. I've never been sober this long, which people keep telling me congratulations on. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I know.
I'm just doing a thing to see if I can do a thing, but the second I get a chance, I'm going to get fucking blasted.
Yeah. Well, we might have a real party with one of our friends who's hopefully going to come see us soon.
Yeah, we've seen a couple casualties in this quarantine. I guess it's 2 couples have officially broken up during this. So I hope none of you guys are going through that. But I mean, I get
And
it.
actually, we've seen 2 couples break up, and then one of my friends got murdered. So
Yeah. One of my friends died today too.
actually, another one of my friends, 2 of my friends died. 3 of my friends died.
Who?
One of my friends' husbands died. One of my friend's ex-boyfriends just died, like the same day Mima died. And then my other friend that got murdered.
Oh, so none of them are coronavirus, right?
None of them were corona.
Yeah. My friend died today, but they don't know what happened. He was just in jail, medical.
I know more people that have died this month
Uh-huh.
than...
Well, we did know a couple
Last
people that
year.
got the coronavirus, and they're fine. So that's good. Hopefully
Yeah,
we're good.
That's the crazy thing. I know more people that got coronavirus and lived. No, yeah.
You know
than-
people that died than people that have got coronavirus?
Yeah, but they didn't even die of coronavirus.
Yeah. So who knows? Hopefully none of you guys got it. Nobody close to you. I know people are dying, but
Yeah.
we're I was going to say we're lucky all our people are dying from other stuff. Let's hope nobody dies, especially all of you
right.
guys. All right, let's
Except
get
for your
into the
dad.
show. So that's where we're at. We had a little more content for you guys this week. It's been a crazy week.
We watched so many things.
We have a bunch of stuff. We'll start with the very first thing, which is kind of goes along with what you're watching, but everyone's favorite. Let's teach Shire sports.
Oh.
Now,
No.
what did you learn about sports this week?
Oh, well, I learned that Michael Jordan was never on the Magic.
That
But
is
he
true.
did retire in Jupiter, Florida.
Yes. So we, like most of you sports fans, couldn't wait to watch The Last Dance. The Bulls documentary. We had our buddy Greg over, one of our Patreons. Shout out to Greg, even though I know he doesn't listen. He just sends in his $7, a piece of shit. But Greg's a wonderful guy. So he brought over some fillets. We cooked steaks because I've been waiting for weeks for this. I mean, I've been waiting for months for this special when they started advertising it. Mm-hmm. And it did not disappoint. First 2 episodes were great. And everybody that's seen the whole thing say that the first 2 episodes are lame compared to the rest. So I'm can't wait for Sunday to keep watching it. Did you enjoy any of it, or were you paying attention?
I was in and out.
Can you name anybody from the documentary? How many Bulls can you name?
Who's that one guy with the blonde hair?
Very famous.
Him.
What's his name?
It's not Horace Grant.
It is not Horace Grant.
But he lived in my neighborhood growing up.
Yeah, he was on the Bulls too, but they didn't really talk about it in these episodes.
Oh, well, see, I can name him. Oh shoot, what's his name?
Who's his sidekick? Jordan's sidekick. They talked about the whole time.
His sidekick?
Like the best player with him was.
Oh, I was like, I think his mom, right?
No, his mom is not his sidekick.
Well, he says that he just would hang out with his mom.
Well,
I can tell you what he drank. He likes to drink orange juice and Sprite.
did they say that?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They said that he never drank alcohol. His drink
Oh.
of choice was orange juice and Sprite.
Yeah. See, Shire listens to the random shit. Do you know about his dad?
No.
Okay, well, you have a lot to learn coming up when it gets to his dad. So buckle up. So, yeah, we watched that. I obviously hung on every word Shire when they talked about food or bleach blonde hair. It's Dennis Rodman. You don't remember
Dennis Rodman.
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Potty sipping. Okay. So yeah, we watched that, and then we haven't really watched. Shire opened up some baseball cards with me. I bought a box of baseball cards.
That was the dumbest thing. I hope that's not still on the internet.
It is. You can find it on YouTube, but I bought a box of cards to try to find the comedian cards because there's this one company that made cards of Segura, Simone, Jay Larson,
Just don't
Stu
do it.
Gatz, and so we opened a bunch of packs, and Shire hated it. And that, any other sports happen?
No, I watched the 1970 draft.
And Shire watched the 1970 draft, which I left on when I went for a walk. What did you learn from? Did you learn
No.
anything?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
0.
And that. Oh wait,
What?
this week, Thursday night is the NFL draft. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Who do you think the Broncos should pick? What position?
What does that even mean?
What position? Like a player, like a punter, kicker, quarterback, wide receiver.
I don't know. What do we suck at right now?
What do you think we need?
Well, we already have a good quarterback, right?
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
I don't know. Doesn't our defense suck?
No, our defense is pretty good.
Oh, so our offense?
Yeah, we're going to get a wide receiver probably.
Okay.
But shout out to...
But doesn't a wide receiver catch?
Yeah,
Isn't that part of defense?
no.
Okay.
We got a lot to learn. This could easily transition to, are you all right? Because that was an are you all right question, but we have plenty when we get to that. But shout out to Becky and her husband. They will be watching the draft for his fantasy teams. We got to get you a fantasy team to get you into it this year.
I actually thought about doing that last year. I told Emily that I should do a fantasy team, and then I was like, I just don't care
Yeah.
about this at all.
Well, wait, your new salon, they're not open on Sunday?
Nope.
Shit. So we had a good thing going where you would just work Sundays and I could just do whatever I want. It's why this relationship was so
Yeah,
good.
but what you're forgetting is that I have a giant steel wheel coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So actually, let's just hope football comes. So that.
And you told me last season that you wanted me to start watching football with you.
Yeah, but that you don't. You just look at your phone and watch steel wheel stuff. Mm-hmm. But you do make good snacks. So that is what we have to look forward. And that is Teach Shire. We got a long ways to go. She knows absolutely nothing about. I thought we were making progress, but
Hey,
we're
I
not.
can't hear
Shire Sports. What do you got for us next?
Oh, what are we watching?
What are we watching? And boy, have we been watching some stuff.
Some good stuff.
During this quarantine, there's nothing going on. We just started with the first thing we were watching was The Last Dance. Like I said, if for some reason you're one of the few people that haven't watched it, get on board. Next 5 weeks, every Sunday, best sports documentary maybe of all time, they're saying. So we watched that, which I loved. Shire thought was okay. What else, babe?
Of course, 90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day Fiancé is on a whole nother level of chaos.
It's just so good.
It is so good. I see a bunch of celebrities like getting on board, and comics. There's some people like all of us that were on board in the beginning, but it's becoming trendy. I see it like trendy on Twitter. Like now everybody, because like Chrissy Teigen. So if you're not on board, start at it's probably 7 episodes in for this season.
Yeah, no. It's more than that.
This one with Big Ed and everybody.
It's gotta be, right? No, I guess maybe it is only like 7
So
or
you
8.
so you could binge it in one day, and it is pure chaos. There's probably 5 couples. They're all doomed, which is great TV.
Yeah. Well, what really just made me so mad is this one guy, American guy from Vegas, who goes to Russia.
Like the Ukraine.
The Ukraine. Well, he's probably going to find my wheel. And
he's never going to find the girl he's looking
and
for.
he's never going to find the girl. He's been dating her for 7 years, but he doesn't even have her phone number. He only talks to her on this app or whatever website. It's not even an app. It has to be on her computer, and she has to be logged in at the same time he's logged in order to communicate with her. So she sends him her address to like send her flowers years prior. So he does, whatever. So he has her address. And then he goes to the Ukraine to meet her. She agrees to meet him at the train station.
For the third time.
He's
flown to Ukraine to meet her.
He buys her a ring, cubic zirconia, but whatever. Buys her a ring. He's going to propose. He's never seen her in his life. Never talked on the phone. Nothing.
Gets there for the third time.
Gets to the train station. She doesn't show.
Of course not.
Big surprise. Then he decides he's going to drive to her hometown, and he's going to meet her in her hometown. So they set up a lunch date. Guess what happens? She doesn't show. So where they left us hanging is he goes to her house. He rings the doorbell. The door opens, and we have to wait till next episode.
So yeah, that's there's 2 old people from Vegas, one black lady and one old weird white dude. They're both definitely getting catfished.
100%.
And then there's a Russian, but it's a great part of the show is like they have to meet. The cultures are so different. Like, so this old lady that's trying to marry this Nigerian, she bought this goat and brought it to his house, and that's like part of the thing. You have to try to bribe these people, but none of them are. I mean, it's just
the best part about that is it's this just like old white lady. And
who's gross,
who is in her like 50s,
like late 50s,
I think like mid, whatever. She's in her 50s, and she goes to Nigeria to be with this guy who is like supposedly a famous rapper named Soulja Boy, but not the Soulja Boy that we know.
Yeah, and he's awful,
and he's not great, but
and he's like 30 and young,
way younger, so
young, black, and attractive.
So they go to meet his family. So she has to wear like the traditional outfit, and she has to like cover her head and everything because they're Muslim. And the family says, what does she do for a living?
No, wait. They have to buy a goat and
first
bring
they
a
have to buy it.
live
Yeah.
goat.
So they bring this goat, they tie it to a pole, then they sit down, and the family says, what does she do for a living?
Well, they don't speak English at all.
Right. So he looks at her and says, my family wants to know what you do for a living. And she says, I work in hospice care or something like that. Who knows what she does? She could be an administrative
secretary
person.
or
We
yeah.
have no idea what she does. And he looks at his mom and he says, in the United States, she is a doctor.
But they're so backward. This Nigerian family, obviously they're taking goats but then she's like, my son can't go to America because this old white lady will turn him into a slave.
Right.
That's what they really think. I mean, it's so crazy.
But then they said, when he says, in America, she's a doctor, then the sister says, God is good. And then they're like, okay, well, she's here because we want to get married. And the mom was like, no, she's too old and she's white and she's going to make him a slave.
So to sum it up, this is how it is constant train wrecks. This is what it is. It's an American person going to another country, trying to marry someone that's usually younger, much more attractive, way out of their league. They have to meet with the family. The family doesn't want their daughter or son to marry this person, but they need money. So they need goats or whatever. So eventually they just say, okay, well, we would like to, like one time a guy brought a microwave to like charm the parents instead of a goat. And they're like, yeah, you can just marry my daughter because now we have a microwave. First of all, it'll make you cherish your life in America.
Yeah. Oh, well, then Big Ed, one of the guys, he's so short. He's like 4 feet tall and he doesn't have a neck at all. He had to take a shower with the girl's dad.
Father. And by shower, we don't mean shower like we have.
Stand in the kitchen and get sprayed with a hose where there's like rats running by.
It is crazy.
You have to watch it.
It's so hard to describe, but I hope we gave you enough information to maybe get on board. And those of you that are on board are like, yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
It was so crazy.
So we watched that. What else did we watch?
The Bakwan.
Oh, we watched the Bakwan. I forgot about that.
It's called Wild Wild Country.
Yeah, on Netflix. It's
I think
6 episodes.
7
episodes.
It's long, but it's fascinating and I think really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was
they kind of
they draw it out. Netflix, everything is 1 episode too long.
Yeah,
1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
They could have tightened this up.
Fascinating. It's about this man, the Bhagwan.
The Bhagwan. Osho. He has like 3 names.
Yeah, who created the religion of the Rajneeshis in India, and they all wore orange and red, and they grew so quickly and so big, and the Hindu religion in India was threatening their ability to practice Rajneeshism or whatever. So they buy this huge ranch in Oregon. They move everyone to Oregon. They build a whole city. The city nearby gets pissed off. That city is called Antelope. There's only like 50 people in it and they're all like retired. They get pissed off. So the Rajneeshis decide that they're going to start running for office in this little town of Antelope and then just start taking it over.
Yeah.
Buying
We don't want to
property.
you don't want to give away too much, but the Rajneeshis come, which we didn't know anything about, and then it gets into murder and crazy crime.
I mean, we can't even begin to tell you the whole
it's
story.
like a cult in the middle of Oregon, and then all of Oregon tries to fight him, and then it's crazy.
But then they say they're not a cult. And when you're watching it, like we were watching it and we're like, yeah, but these people don't sound that bad.
Yeah.
Like, they sound pretty nice.
But they're really open sexual wise.
They're
it's
like
crazy.
weird Indian hippies.
Yeah. So their leader, and he'll take so we won't give it away, but we recommend that.
Yeah. Wait, what were you going to say?
Well, like he goes into silence when he won't talk for years. And they build secret. I mean, it's just really fascinating.
Crazy.
It's just a crazy world that you would have thought would have never happened in America in like the late 80s and 90s.
So the other crazy thing is that there's a type of yoga where you speak in Sanskrit, and apparently that is part of the Rajneeshi language.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if like they're related. I don't know
I don't know.
if anybody knows.
It's a very deep dive. It's fascinating.
It's super fascinating.
I was glad we watched it. We recommend that one. It was good.
And the other one,
we
which is
watched,
a lot shorter. You can watch it in one night. It's only 2 hours.
hour and a half.
Hour and a half. It's so good, so funny. Not supposed to be, I don't think.
But it is. It's called Operation Odessa.
And it is about these Russian mobsters that are working with the cartel to get them Russian
Submarine.
a Russian
submarine.
submarine.
Get a military submarine, and they are trying to sell a submarine to Pablo Escobar's cartel for $35 million, and then it gets really tricky with them.
He says, I have a question can I buy submarine? And he says, oh yeah, you can buy some. You want with the missiles or without the missiles? And he says, oh, without the missiles. And he says, okay, yeah, I could do for you. Maybe like, I don't know, how many you want? I got like 600.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's a good quick watch, hour and a half. And again, we don't want to give it away, but they decide to try to rob Pablo Escobar, which we all know is not a good idea. They try to sell him a submarine for $35 million, and then you get into a weird triangle of people trying to rob Escobar.
It's so good.
Very good, quick,
So
funny.
good.
Just
Probably, I don't know. Just watch them all.
yeah, watch that. Watch Operation Odessa. I'd watch the Wild Wild West one because that one's interesting. Mm-hmm. And then watch the documentary on the Bulls. Watch 90 Day Fiance.
This guy, I love this guy.
Yeah.
I just met him for the first time, and I just love this guy.
Yeah, it just makes you want to join the Russian mob. It is great. Anything else we watched? Oh, Better Call Saul. Shar doesn't watch that, but it was an incredible finish. If you're a Breaking Bad fan and you've hesitated on Better Call Saul, you should binge that. This season's awesome, just incredible. We watched the finale. I watched the finale last night, and it sucks.
Watched the finale.
Because I just hate when it's over because it is so good. So
That's how I feel about that Operation Odessa. I wish that was a full season because I would keep watching.
It was
that
crazy.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, the Russians are just so funny, man.
I know.
This Russian just named himself Tarzan, which I just thought was so great. There's just so many incredible lines in it. So watch that one. It's just a good one. And
he says, "Why?" Why do they call them special agent? What is so special about the agent? I don't call myself the special Tarzan.
Yeah, that was a great line. Because, of course, the special FBI special agents are after him the whole time.
What is so special about this agent?
Yeah, it's great. You guys will love that one. That one's full of good stuff. So watch that. And that's about it, right?
Yeah.
We watched 6 Days In, ended, but it was pretty uneventful.
Yeah.
If you're on board, whatever. It just didn't bang out like it's supposed to. It'll probably be good, the reunion episode when they all talk shit, but we're done with that for now. So yeah, we watched a lot of good stuff. If you got something, send it to us. We'll watch it. Mm-hmm. We're still stuck inside for at least another week. So So that is what Brandt and Shire are watching.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What's next for us, babe?
Well, I have a Chancellor quote.
Oh, is it time?
It can be.
Guys, you know what time it is. It is time for everybody's favorite. Here we go. Oh, wait. What do I need first? Hold on. It is time for...
And now it's time for Chancellor's quote of the week.
Let me hit it one more time.
And now it's time for Chancellor's quote of the week.
There he is. That's our boy
that's so
Chancellor. It is
silly.
time for his quote of the week. Go ahead. Hit us with some Chancellor knowledge, please.
Well, Chancellor has been asked to do a few Instagram takeovers for people's hair pages. I think he has 3 people wanting them to take over their Instagram live. And his comment to me was, honey, they better be getting my Grammy ready.
We let Chancellor come down and see the Content Factory and record that drop, and now he hits up Shire every day because he wants to start a podcast and be famous. What's his Instagram? Let's give him a shout out so people can put a face with this incredible.
I believe it's just Chancellor
Welch.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's time for
Chancellor's Instagram handle. Go ahead.
His Instagram.
So you guys can put a face. The Patreons have already seen him, but it is even better once you see our boy Chancellor.
Yeah, Chancellor Welch.
How do you spell it?
ChancellorWelch.
So give him a follow on Instagram. Maybe give him a shout out. Say you love his quotes of the week on the podcast. I'm sure his content is incredible. He's the best. So thank you, Chancellor, for always. We're going hiking with Chancellor tomorrow, so I'm going to really pay attention for. We might have multiple Chancellor quotes of the week.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. He said that he would bring a blow up doll for me on the hike tomorrow. That with somebody's face printed on the front of it, and that I could destroy it or something.
It's funny when Chancellor calls and he hears me in the background. He says, "What's up, Daddy?" Mm-hmm. And then his boyfriend the other day was like, "What's up, Uncle?" That just made me laugh. And then I called him Daddy, and he said, "No, you call. What am I supposed to call him?
I forget.
Young Boy Fresh or something."
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that was Chancellor's Quote of the Week. What do we have next? We got a lot of content this time.
I know.
We're gonna have Tone call in.
Salon Stories is
Salon Stories.
I quit.
Shire has quit Salon Stories. She got so drunk the other night. It was a perfect storm. That was our Salon Story. Poor Shire was in a group chat with her job that she knew she was quitting, but no one knew yet. And then her mother texted her in the middle of it that her grandmother died. And needless to say, we are out of alcohol at our house. Shire was so drunk by like 10:30. And it was just a rough night of ups and downs. And then Shire got a hangover at like midnight because she took a nap on our floor in like a weird Ramakazi. What is it called? Rafisi. What we were just talking about. Pose.
Rajnishi.
She Rajnishi'd on the floor, and then she woke up and she's like, "Why am I so hungover?" I was like, "Babe, it was a rough night."
Oh my God, it was awful. Yeah. Well, okay. So it was a work happy hour on Zoom.
Which sucks anyway.
Which I already didn't want to be a part of because I already knew that I was quitting and I just didn't
You already
want to do
accepted another job.
I already accepted another job. And so I just had to like play along. And then as we're in this call, Chancellor and I were texting back and forth the whole time at a bunch of stupid stuff that was said. And then my mom sends a text to my brothers and I was like, this cannot be good. So I open it and that's how she told us in the middle of this call that I already didn't want to be in.
Yeah.
And then I drank a lot of White Claws with vodka mixed in.
You were not messing around.
Tom Clawlins.
Tom Clawlins, you smelled like vodka. You brought back memories of my father.
I think I smelled like vodka like all through the next day too.
Yeah.
I don't think I can really drink vodka.
No. Well, we barely have been drinking. I have drank it at all, but our tolerance is going to be rough when we hit these streets again.
Well, that's the thing. That night, I had 3 White Claws and maybe like a shot of vodka in each one. So that's a lot for me, especially not drinking, whatever. But I don't do well with the vodka. Like, vodka just upsets my stomach. I do so much better with tequila.
Tequila. Ugh. I'm dreading that first shot back. Ugh. Okay, so that was Shire's salon. Shire about to be back in the salon with new stories. But we're actually going to do a little better about that. This is officially, I just want to say this, executive decision by the boss here. This will be our last Shire's salon stories.
Unless there's like a really good
So I hope you guys enjoyed it because we are going to be careful at this next salon by not talking about people that you work with.
Correct.
We're going to come up with another something else for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed our final installment.
What if we call it Salon Stories, but we just like call it something else?
No.
Like,
what we don't want is you telling stories about people you work with in the first 6 months for sure. It's just suspended.
Okay.
Because I think they're going to be like, oh, what's up with you? You'd be like, oh, I have a podcast with my boyfriend. Oh, I'll listen to it. We don't need the gossip mill. We're going to transition into this. You're going to do great.
We're going to be better people.
Well, we're not bad people, but just some people. Chancellor lets us talk about him, but you've known Chancellor for 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll be back in work. So I'll just start telling comedy club. We'll take out salon stories and I'll switch over to comedy club stories.
Or we can call it comedy club stories, but really
No,
could be
we're
salon
not.
stories.
Trust me, we'll have plenty of good comedy club stories. So that was our final installment of salon stories for now. Now what else you got for us?
Oh, jeez.
Because I got a segment.
Well, I know you do. I think it's all you.
It's time for my segment.
Yes.
Well, you guys should know what time it is. Well, I don't do the harp shit on mine. I do. What do I do?
You blew it!
I do. Let me
Who
crank
do you think
it.
you are? I
Yeah.
am.
I say congratulations.
Who do you think you are? I am!
I'd knock that shit off if I was you.
Why?
It's time. Yeah, that's why I have them. It is time for everybody's favorite segment. Are you all right? With our star Shire, who has put on an incredible "Are you all right" performance this week. We're trying to do better at giving you guys content. I've been putting notes in. First of all, I'll give a Brandt "Are you all right" to Brandt's dumbass. My mother, who I love. She never picks her. My brother lives like 4 blocks away. I'd love it if they could get along, but they just get drunk and high together and watch fucking Big Brother, and then they get in fights like once a week. So my mom, instead of like picking her weeds once in a while, she just never does it until her yard fills up, and then the HOA starts yelling at her, and it's drama every single year. So this year, I'm talking to my mom. I go, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. My shoulder hurts. I was like, why? She's like, I've been out picking weeds. I'm like, why are you picking weeds? Your son lives 3 blocks away. I don't know. They're just always mad at each other for the dumbest shit in the world. So I said, you know what, Mom? I'm going to take care of you. Let me call and get somebody to come pick up your weeds, right? So I'm like, I'll just figure it out. So I call to get someone to pick up her weeds. I thought it'd be like $60, $80,
No.
This dude's like $240. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I already promised my mom I'd do it. So I was like, all right, go do it. She's like, the guy goes over, super nice guy. He's like, okay, your dog, you got to put your mom's dog away. Okay. I go, okay, let me call my mom. I go, I think she's there. He goes, yeah, there's a van in the driveway. So I call my mom. I'm trying to help. This is the kind of shit that frustrates the shit out of my mom. Even when I'm trying to help her, she always finds a way to mess it up. So I call my mom once, no answer. Call my mom again, no answer. After the 5th call, I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to fucking help you answer your goddamn door so this guy, put your dog in. So I text her, hey, answer. I'll tell you what I text her.
Oh,
so I've called her 5 times. It's like 10 in the morning. I talked to her the night before at 10 o'clock, right? So I text her after calling her for the 5th time. Where's this text at? Hold on. I got to find this. So I text her, trying to get her to get this dog in so he doesn't attack. I text her, I go, get your dog inside for 3 hours so this guy can kill your weeds. That's what I say. My mom texts back, I am not home. I'm at the hospital. Possible heart attack or stroke. You want to feel like an asshole. I'm like, oh no, are you okay? And then she just texts back, Huck is in the backyard. And I write back, I know. The guy's trying to pick all the weeds, but we need to put Huck inside. Are you okay? When did you go in? And my mom just writes back, he will have to go back in another time. We were waiting for a chest x-ray. I came in about an hour ago. I'm like, how are you feeling? Are you all right? She's like, I'm feeling better after 2 nitroglycerin squirts, but just waiting for x-ray to know where we go from here. And I was like, okay. So anyway, so my mom almost dies. My mom did this to me another time. I'm at Frontier Days. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm drinking. We're day drinking, having fun. I just get a call out of the carnival when it's loud. She's like, hey, I'm in the hospital. I had an aneurysm in my brain or something. So they're going to do an x-ray and I'll I'll either die or I'll get to go home in like 2 hours. And I'm just like, I could barely hear her. I'm half drunk. I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? I want to say, Mom, are you all right? But my are you all right is I tipped this guy $40 to do my mom's yard because I want it to get done good. And there's so many fucking weeds. So when I'm done, like a true fucking jabroni, he doesn't have Venmo or PayPal or probably an American ID, but that's another story for another time. So I can only do this Zelly fucking thing. So I tried. He gives me. I put in the wrong number. Whatever the fuck I did wrong. I send $300 just to some random person named Sophia in fucking Phoenix.
I just still don't understand why you didn't verify it with him before you sent it.
I don't know.
Okay.
So it's kind of my fault, but now I'm in. So I'm hoping I can. So I hope this wasn't a $600 yard pull, but I'm hoping to get my $300 back. And then I sat on the phone with Bank of America for an hour and 27 minutes trying to explain this. And then they said, we'll see what we can do. It's like a private company. We can maybe get your money back. And I was like, oh, that's great. And they'll be like, but it'll be like 10 to 45 days. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's
a lot of days.
I had to say to myself, Brandt, are you all right? Why? So that was in the lead right now, but don't worry. My wonderful girlfriend had a couple more. So in my Shire notes for this week so luckily my mom's home. She's fine. Her yard, she said she came home and she called me when she's on the phone and she started crying because her yard looked so good. So that made me happy. But here's our fearless leader over here is Are You All Right? First one.
Oh, jeez.
We're talking to her friend Claire at like 10 o'clock who's in Iowa. I say, babe, it's like midnight there. What do you do? Or something. And she goes, no, it's not. It's like the same time. I go, Iowa's the same time as Denver? And she's like, yeah. I go, do you know where Iowa is? And she's like, yeah, it's like by Utah and Montana. And I go, oh, you mean Idaho? And she goes, oh. And I said, are you all right? You're 31 years old. You don't know where Iowa or Idaho are?
I've never been to either state.
Okay. So nextly, we're watching.
Nextly is not a word. You're 43 years old and you don't know
42.
grammar.
I think I'm 42.
Yeah, you're going to be 43.
Okay.
I'm just rounding up.
I don't know my own age. We're watching TV, and she asked if Chris Farley's still alive.
No, I didn't. I confirmed that he was dead.
Which are you all right? Like, Chris Farley's been dead for a while. You should know that. But the worst one of all, then until tonight.
Oh, jeez.
The worst one of all is we're talking about getting our checks from our president. Where is it at? From Donald Trump. Damn it, I have a Trump drop. Where is it?
I say congratulations.
And Shire, we're on a speaker call. Shire really says, does he have to sign every one of those checks? And I said, oh my God, are you all right? Are you fucking all right?
Well,
I said.
Because Emily said something about, I think I'm just going to get one of these stupid Donald Trump checks. And I go, Donald Trump checks? And she goes, yeah, the ones with his signature on it. And I go, does he have to sign every one of those?
I mean, are you all right?
I think that is a valid question.
I said,
What?
this is my reaction.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
That is what was going through my head. I mean, you looked cute saying it, but I was like, this is all-time next level. Are you all right? And then today, when I didn't think it could get any worse, I come up, I recorded a Craigslist Chaos, which they'll be out of order. So those of you guys that listened to Craigslist Chaos yesterday already know that she quit and know that my dad's in hospice because we teased it a little bit during that podcast. Because I thought this one would. But anyway, I go upstairs and there's like candles everywhere. And you explain, has a bunch of rocks in her bra. She's walking through our house and her tits are just like making noises like rocks grinding. I go, what are you doing? There's weird shit all over our house. There's candles lit everywhere. I go, What's going on? What are you doing? And what happened?
Well, I quit my job and then I like freaked out and I was pacing around the house because just like hitting the send button on that email was a huge adrenaline rush.
Yeah, so
and you
tonight.
were podcasting, so I didn't have an outlet, and so I called Emily, and I was on the phone with Emily when I sent the email, and then I just stood up and I started pacing around, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and then I remembered that, because I have not been happy at my job for a long, long time, pretty much since I started there, so Emily got me a witchy protection kit is what it's called. It's called a protection kit from Crested Butte, and it had sage and Palo Santo, which is like a chunk of wood, and a feather and a black candle and rose petals and chamomile, and
so this shit's all over my living room.
So I was freaking out, and Emily was like, you need to do something, like you need to like cleanse yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have that protection kit. So while you were podcasting, I quit my job and then I fully saged our entire house for protection.
Wait, what does that mean?
So I lit a thing of sage and I walked around, and you put it around every window, you put it around every doorway, and you just say like that you're protecting the house, you're protecting from any negative energy, you're going to cleanse the house from any negative energy, and you do any shadowy spaces. So I did under the tables and I did inside the fireplace, and I brought my hair bag upstairs, so I saged my whole hair bag.
You didn't even do the podcast studio.
I did. I stood at the top of the stairs and I like wafted it down. And so you hold the sage and then you hold the feather in your other hand and you use the feather to like waft the air around. So I did that, and then you light the Palo Santo and you do the same thing. You wave that around and that brings in the good energy. So first you're blocking the negative energy, then you bring in the good energy. Then you light this black candle and you set your intentions of how your life is going to be moving forward. But then, also in the kit is black tourmaline. So
she's pulling rocks out of her tits right now.
So I have 2 little chunks of black tourmaline that look very shiny right now. And anyway,
she just put them back in her tits. Well, are they just between your boobs and like your cleavage?
Well, yeah, they're by my heart. They're here. They're protecting me. So anyway, so you put the black tourmaline on you to protect you, and then you do all of this stuff, and then you set your intentions while you light this candle. So I let the candle burn, and then they give you rose petals and chamomile, and you put that on what would be your altar, which we don't have an altar here. So I put them in our front windowsill. Like, this is the entry to our house. This is where the protection is going to start, right at the very front. No negative energy can come in here. And then I was like, well, I'll light all the other candles too. And then I was like, I feel really good now. I'm gonna make dinner. So then I got out chicken, and then I did some rage pounding on the chicken so that it would make it really flat and nice and good for us. But then it helped get out the rage. And then you came upstairs and you were like, what is that smell? What is going on up here?
Well, yeah, I came upstairs because you were pounding on something. I was like, is someone breaking in our house? I didn't know you were saging our house. But how long do you have to keep these rocks by your boobs?
I don't know. I'm probably going to keep them on me for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But in your bra?
Well, no, like I'll put them under my pillow tonight.
What?
Yeah.
But then they're going to get knocked all over, and
it's okay. It's for protection. And you know what? Even if it doesn't work and it's not real and it's just a placebo effect, it's helping me.
Okay, well, that's good.
Not have stress and anxiety.
But it might be the all-time. Are you all right?
Yeah. So I do have a picture that I sent to Emily of I just pulled my shirt out and I just showed her my bra and my boobs filled with like 10 crystals. And I was like, is this weird? And she laughed so hard and she was like, can you imagine like going on a date with somebody and they like take your bra off and all these rocks fall
How many
out?
are in your bra right now?
Just 2.
Where did the other ones go?
I put them back on the windowsill. So you keep them in the windowsill.
Oh, those are our rocks that have been on our window?
Yeah.
And then you put them in your bra and now they go back on the windowsill?
Yeah, because you need them on the windowsill because they charge their energies in the moonlight. And so they live in a windowsill, but then you take them as you need them. But then when you're done with them, you put them back on the windowsill.
But wasn't one of our rocks on the windowsill bad luck that I was going to throw and you wouldn't let me?
That is
Coral?
and I didn't put everything in my bra. I only put the ones for like self-love and protection and
Well, why do we have coral if it's bad luck?
well, I didn't know it was bad luck to take it, but the only way to get rid of the bad luck is to send it back. But I think we're good now because I feel like we're good. I feel like we made peace. Like
My friend Andy Austin, he's a cool dude, but he's into all this shit. And one time when we were in San Diego, he gave me a crystal. It was like a big presentation. He's like, you got to keep this crystal with you at all times, blah, blah, blah. And I was like drunk. So I was like, yeah, this is cool. You know, thank you. And then, of course, the next day I saw him. I didn't have it. And then I was like, I felt like I was in trouble. Then he gave me another one. And then I don't know where they're at, but I should, if I had tits to put them in, I would have.
yeah, you have to keep them in the windowsill. So anyway, and then we went outside at 8:00 and I did my therapy screaming during the howling.
She did. I think we talked about it on here, but they do a howl at 8:00. Everybody goes out and goes, howl! Go ahead, do yours.
Oh!
But I didn't today because the trap house across from our house,
Like
I don't know what.
20 people.
Just 20 black gangster dudes are just standing around in the yard.
They had the whole street blocked off the other day.
I don't know what they're doing, but it's gonna be.
They were not socially distanced.
No, I don't know what they were doing, but
They were all wearing blue.
yeah. So we're trying to be on our best behavior, but the shit's gonna hit the fan because right next to our house is a school. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could throw a baseball and hit this group of gangsters and that we think are selling dope out the front of their house.
They for sure are.
Well, yeah, we watch them, or people just come by and give them high fives a lot. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But the shit's gonna hit the fan eventually because you can't be selling drugs that close to a school.
So the other night we're watching Operation Odessa, and it's like mob shit. 12:40, giant bang gunshot. We look at each other like, what was that? 12:45, another one. 12:50, another one.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what was going on. It's our neighborhood's really nice. They've really gentrified it, and because this used to be the hood. This is where you weren't supposed to live. But these must be like low end apartments across the street because it's just a gangsterish. It just doesn't really fit with the neighborhood.
Yeah. No, well, like appearance wise, it does.
Well, yeah, they're beautiful, but
they're brand new, and yeah, they're really beautiful, and they're like newly landscaped, and
it's just trash of all races. It's not these black dudes are the ones selling drugs, but it is just white trash. It's all trash.
yeah.
Because we watch them all move in, we're like, this is not the neighborhood. But who knows? Maybe they'll be nice. I don't know. I'm sure eventually we'll become friends with them. It's like in LA, I was always friends with the black homeless dudes out in front of my apartment, and my roommates are like, why are you friends with them? I was like, trust me, one day we'll need them.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're safe now that you did all that to our house, so we're safe from the gunshots because we have rocks in your titties.
It's not physical. It's not physical. It's like emotional.
Is it going to help me win Mega Millions tomorrow?
Well, we can.
Did you sage I put those tickets up there by the TV.
Yes, I did.
Oh, sweet. So we're looking better, guys.
We need to light the black candle, and you can set your intentions.
Okay, my intentions are to win the Mega Millions tomorrow.
You should hold your tickets, and you should light this candle.
All right. Well, I got to go do that, guys, and eat this amazing cheesecake. Wait, you got anything else?
I have one more thing.
Oh, we got more. One more thing. Shires.
Shut your mouth, you thong wearing fatty!
Sorry.
All right.
Wrong button. Where's the harp at? Shire has one more thing.
I
Go ahead.
One more thing. Well, I don't know if you remember this, but we said that we were going to do a different segment instead of salon stories, and I just remembered what it was.
Oh, what is it?
It is Shire's dad's quotes on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, Shire's dad's awful quotes on Facebook, which we discussed last episode.
Yes, we did.
So here it comes.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It is a picture of a bonfire at night.
Mm-hmm.
And his quote is that he wrote...
It's not a bonfire in the day, right? It's just a fire?
I guess you could have a
campfire?
You could have a daytime bonfire.
Daytime it's a campfire, at night it's a bonfire?
No, because you can have a campfire at night.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So his quote is, "The life we've known won't always be the life we've made the best, but sometimes it's just enough."
Why did he do that? Just to do it?
I don't know.
Does he write vows for a living or what?
I don't
You
know.
gotta. Where would you put that? Just Pinterest memes or something?
Well, that's the thing. He just like writes it as his post, and then he posts the picture under it. So he doesn't even like make a cool meme out of it. He just like
What are the comments?
posts.
Do people even
it.
comment on it?
I don't know. I just took a screenshot. Sometimes, usually it's my brother and I just like talking shit to him, and then he deletes it a little while later. Like my brother says, like, "Damn, Dad's spitting bars," and then he just removes it.
So that's our new segment, Shire's dad's awful Facebook status of the week.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody's doing good, healthy, safe, getting back to work if you need to get back to work, or staying home if you need to. Anything else we want to tell them, babe?
No.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting. We love you. We're here in Denver. If you need someone to sage your house or whatever weird shit, we'll be here.
That's right.
All right. Love you guys. We will talk to you next week.
Later, losers.
Later, losers. We love you.
We rise, tower.